Yes, sir. Walk Mystery Flames crew in the day. We will be looking at Young Thugger jury selection. You know, yeah, 56 charges against him. Now he have 8. Allegedly, YFN Lucci, Rich Homie Quan, Birdman, and some other folks, Leon Cohen, all of us supposed to be testifying in his defense and against his defense. So we gonna go ahead and tune into this and watch this. We're gonna start with this one.
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online. Don't spend another dime on Amazon until you watch this first.
Watch this. I can show you how to get the sweetest deals online when you shop from major retailers like Amazon and Target. You can drop prices automatically. I can show you how.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, can you all hear me? Okay, your day started out something like this. You came here from wherever you live in our great county based on a notice that was probably on your nightstand, your refrigerator, or your junk drawer, or some other place you keep stuff in your house. You took one of means of conveyance to include being dropped off this morning, and then you came here at dark 30, and you came up here to the 7th floor.
I think they scared. I think some of these people, some of these juries might admire Young Thugger or they child do or something. Like, it's something funny because he, just listen to it.
And you've been sitting around for the day. Is that your kind of experience? All right. I got a notice on my fridge. I'm coming up here to do that on the 12th. So everybody gets called for jury service at some point in time. But jury service, I would submit to you, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the most important things that we do as a citizenry. And the U.S. flag that's behind me is the biggest representation of our responsibility to serve as jurors. There are young men and women who come from every hue and cry, every religious background, who are in all the four corners of the world, ready to give the last full measure so each one of us can feel irritated and have an opinion. So I would just ask that you respectfully kind of keep that in mind or in conjunction with what I'm going to tell you over the next several minutes, okay? This is not a perfect process. If it were perfect, you would have come up here and we would have got started at 9:01.
See, that's how you know it's gonna be a real serious case. He know it is, and he, the judge is the fact finder, so he gonna have to figure all that out. So, pay attention, y'all.
But there's a lot of things that happen behind the scenes of justice that aren't explainable at the time that we're going through them. But rest assured, they're to ensure that each person under our U.S. and Georgia Constitution enjoys a fair trial, a lawful trial, and a just trial. So many of those things happened this morning before you got here, and it just took a little bit longer than what we expected. So you're probably asking yourselves, well, what's going to happen now? We've been here all day long. I'm going to tell you. What's going to happen in just a few minutes is you're going to watch a video. A video that has the instructions for this particular trial that you've been summoned for, as well as the indictment. It's a reading of the indictment. Now, before you all take that apoplectic breath, I'm going to tell you that the total length of time is going to be about 3 hours, 45 minutes.
Dang.
It's like Avatar, but, hopefully you like that. But, in all seriousness, it is going to last about 3 hours and 45 minutes, and we're going to break probably about every hour and 15 minutes and go ahead and let you all take comfort, and then we'll show the rest. Once that is complete, so it's 3 separate, sittings of that particular juror video, you will then be asked to fill out a questionnaire. The questionnaire, once you complete that, then you're done for the day. Only those of you that wish to be examined for hardship, I'll ask you to come back on the 9th of January to courtroom 1C in this courthouse, if and only if you want to be examined for hardship. So, The letter that Ms. Von Kelch gave her and her team gave you this morning kind of has some information on it about your juror number. Okay, all right, okay. You're gonna get one, okay? All right.
They not really trying to be there. These people ain't trying to be there. They not trying to be there.
Okay, all right, Amy, don't do that to me. All right, so you're going to get a letter, and your letter will correspond with a number. And then you'll need to call the particular number on this letter, and it will tell you when you need to report. Now, the only people that definitely need to report on Monday the 9th will be those people that want to be examined for hardship. If you don't want to be examined for hardship, then you'll use this letter, and at some point in time, every night, Ms. Von Kelch and her team are going to tell you, you need to call after 5 o'clock and check the recorded message line to see whether or not your particular number or group needs to come in. Okay? So that's what's going to happen short term and long term. Now, I know with every group, because I was probably one of them, that kind of thinks this. Well, you know what? My fund meter's pegged, Judge. I'm not coming back on Monday.
Right.
You can't make me come back. What are you going to do? Well, unfortunately, if you don't come back on Monday, I will send these nice gentlemen who are wearing these gray and black uniforms to come visit you.
See? They want this thing. Listen, y'all. They want this thing handled, man. He gonna have them jurors come. He gonna have them jurors come. Cause he dead serious. I feel sorry for these people, man.
Either at your home or your office, and they will force you to come back, and we'll have a very uncomfortable conversation. Let's not make that a reality. If you want to be examined for hardship, please come back on Monday at 8:30, courtroom 1C, and I and the lawyers will go ahead and hear your concerns as to why it is that you may or may not be able to serve as a juror. Now, you probably ask me, well, can I do that today? Judge, I don't care what time of day it is. I want to be examined for hardship today. I unfortunately can't do that.
They try to give Young Thug a fair trial. Try to give him a fair trial, it look like.
This space has been rented out for a wedding at 7 o'clock, so I got to get out of here, okay? No, I'm serious. By the time you all finish the video and we finish you filling out the questionnaires, we're done for the day. I've sucked up as much of your time as I possibly can do for today, and I really appreciate your patience on behalf of Amy Von Kelch and her team in jury services, as well as our advocates, who you'll get a chance to probably talk with a little bit later on. Okay, so just to recap the most important points. Going to see a video. It's going to start pretty soon. We're going to go about an hour and 15 minutes. We're going to stop. You're going to take comfort for those of you who want to take comfort. We're going to do that 2 more times. Once that's complete, you're going to fill out a questionnaire. Once you're finished filling out the questionnaire and you get your letter, which gives you the instructions.
It's going down, y'all. It's going down now. Let's get into it now. Let's get into it. What they got for us. There we go. Let's go. I just want to see like what's going to happen. Like, I want to see what's really going to happen. Is he going to beat it? I really want to see this, man. This is big. This is big for hip hop, man. And I think this right here is going to shake up a lot of hip hop. It's going to shake up hip hop. Trust me, man. It's going to shake it up. It's going to shake it up.
Trial, a lawful trial, and a just trial. So many of those things happened this morning before you got here, and it just took a little bit longer than what we expected. So you're probably asking yourselves, well, what's going to happen now? You know, we've been here all day long. I'm going to tell you. What's going to happen in just a few minutes is a hardship.
For Mr. Jaden Myrick, Ms. Gina Bernard. For Mr. Durante Beebe, Mr. Durante Partridge. For Cormarius Nichols, Mr. Bruce Harvey, and Ms. Nicole Westmoreland. For Rodeus Ryan, Ms. Angela D. Williams. For Mr. Tanquarius Mender, Nicole Fagan. For Mr. Marquis Huey, Carlton Matthews Sr. and Carlton Matthews Jr., and for Mr. Miles Farley, Mr. Anastasios Menendez. Also, with us today are members of my chamber staff who will be helping me through this process. My court reporter, Ms. Christina Weaver, my litigation manager, Mr. Edward Chamberlain, my staff attorney, Mr. Wesley Kearns, and my judicial assistant, Ms. Violetta Umana. There are several sheriff's deputies and members of the jury services who will hear us with us today in court and throughout the process. If you have a question that I failed to answer, please see one of the sheriff's deputies who are easily identifiable by their black and gray uniforms, and they will answer your question or seek the assistance of jury services personnel or my staff to assist you. I want to begin to explain to you how we got to this step in the case and what does this mean and what does it not mean. A criminal case begins when the grand jury meets and takes up certain matters that may be presented to it. The grand jury ordinarily only hears from witnesses for the state. One of the things that a grand jury may do is what we call return or hand down an indictment. An indictment is nothing more than a piece of paper that formally accuses someone of having done something that is considered criminal. To this indictment, the defendants have responded and said that they are not guilty of each alleged offense. Neither the indictment nor the defendant's pleas are evidence in this case. You must keep firmly in mind that in our system of justice, the defendants are presumed innocent of these charges and have no burden to testify or prove their innocence. The defendant's presumption of innocence remains with defendants until such time as the state, by proof of evidence beyond a reasonable doubt, overcomes that presumption. The defendants have been indicted by a Fulton County grand jury and charged with the following offenses. State of Georgia, County of Fulton, in the Superior Court of said county, the grand jurors selected, chosen, and sworn for the County of Fulton to wit, count one, the grand jurors aforesaid in the name and behalf of the citizens of Georgia do charge and accuse Khalif Adams, a.k.a. Bobby Hunt, Martinez Arnold, a.k.a. Duke.
This is crazy.
Durante Beebe, a.k.a. B, a.k.a. B. Damone Blaylock, a.k.a. Bali. Javaris Bradford, a.k.a. Tuda. Justin Cobb.
Y'all gotta remember, it was 28 people. 14 of them stood tall. 14 took a deal.
A.k.a. Doo-Wop. Cordarius Dorsey, a.k.a. Polo, a.k.a. Juicy. Christian Eppinger, a.k.a. Briss. Miles Farley, a.k.a. Slato, a.k.a. Little Miles. Javon Fleetwood, a.k.a. Fortray, a.k.a. Psycho. Demikian Garlington, a.k.a. D, a.k.a. Scarfax. Quantavious Greer, a.k.a. Unfunk. Marquez
That's Unfunk is Young Thug, allegedly, brother.
Huey, a.k.a. Quay. DeMonte Kendrick, a.k.a. Yak Gotti. Sergio Kitchens, a.k.a. Gunna. Wani Lee, a.k.a. Slime Life Shorty. Demetrius McMillan, a.k.a. Nard. Tanquarius Mender, a.k.a. Nard, a.k.a. Stunna. Walter Murphy, a.k.a. DK. Jaden Myrick, a.k.a. Set Trip, a.k.a. J-Man. Marquavius Nichols, a.k.a. Quad. Rodelius Ryan, a.k.a. Little Rod. Antonio Sledge, a.k.a.
These are the co-defendants, yo.
a.k.a. Tick, a.k.a. Slug. Shannon Stillwell, a.k.a. Shannon Jackson, a.k.a. SB. Antonio Sumlin, a.k.a. Obama.
This is all the
Jeffrey
offenders.
Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, a.k.a. Slime. Jimmy Winfrey, a.k.a. Roscoe, with the offense of conspiracy to violate the Racketeering and Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act OCGA 16-4-C for the said accused together with unindicted co-conspirators in the state of Georgia and the county of Fulton on or between the 24th day of January 2013 and the 8th day of May 2022 did unlawfully conspire to acquire and maintain directly and indirectly an interest in and control of United States currency and other personal property through a pattern of racketeering activity in violation of OCGA 16-14-4A, and while associated with an enterprise, did unlawfully conspire to conduct and participate in, directly and indirectly, such enterprise through a pattern of racketeering activity in violation of OCGA 16-14-4B, as described below and incorporated by reference as if fully set forth herein, contrary to the law of said state, the good order of peace and dignity thereof. Part 1, the conspiracy. As associates of the enterprise Young Slime Life, hereinafter YSL, the defendants conspire to associate together with others for the common purpose of illegally obtaining money and property through a pattern of racketeering activity and conducting and participating in the enterprise.
Some of y'all about the
pattern
case.
of racketeering activity.
Those of you
In
who
furtherance
just
of the
coming on.
conspiracy, the defendants engaged in the activities enumerated herein. The objectives of the conspiracy included but were not limited to preserving, protecting, and enhancing the reputation, power, territory of the enterprise through acts of racketeering activity including murder, assault, and threats of violence. Preserving and protecting and enhancing the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise by posting of messages, images, videos, and songs demonstrating allegiance to the enterprise and a willingness to engage in violence on its behalf. Maintaining armed individuals ready and willing to preserve, protect, and enhance the reputation, power, and territory of the enterprise through the use of violence. Obtaining money, weapons, and other property through acts of racketeering activity, including robbery, theft, and the unlawful sale and distribution of drugs. And obstructing law enforcement investigations and court proceedings through witness intimidation and attacks upon law enforcement officers. Part 2, the enterprise. The enterprise YSL is an enterprise consisting of a group of individuals associated, in fact, although not a legal entity.
They don't think all of them
YSL
just rappers.
constitutes an ongoing organization whose associates function as a continuing unit for the common purpose of achieving the objectives of the enterprise. BYSL. History. YSL is a criminal street gang that started in the late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue of Atlanta, Georgia.
See?
YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang. YSL's founders were Jeffrey Williams, a.k.a. Young Thug, a.k.a. Slime, Walter Murphy, a.k.a. DK, and Trontavia Stevens, a.k.a. Tick, a.k.a. Slug.
Crazy part, them other niggas told.
Atlanta-based hip-hop artists made YSL a well-known name by referring to it in his songs and on social media. 2 identifiers. YSL uses a variety of identifiers including colors, clothing, tattoos, hand signs, as well as verbal and written identifiers. YSL claims affiliation with the National Bloods gang, and some associates also claim the blood subset gangs, sex, money, murder, or 30D. YSL associates often display their colors by wearing a green or red bandana on their person, a practice known as flagging. YSL associates
See, they broke it all way down. So that means it took for somebody to break it down and tell the cops everything what was going on. Cause look how they breaking it down.
often wear clothing with the letters YSL or the word slime printed on them. YSL associates also wear pendants displaying the letters YSL or the word slat. The most predominant YSL colors are red for bloods and green for slime. YSL associates use a variety of hand signs. One of the most common hand signs is the wiping of the nose with the index finger. Another frequently used YSL hand sign consists of curling.
See, somebody was telling them all type of things, man. Like, that's crazy. Like, they was observing them guys.
The ring and pinky finger inward toward the palm while extending the index and thumb with the middle finger slightly curved. The extended middle and index fingers represent the Y. The curved middle finger and the curved ring finger represent the S. The extended index finger and thumb represent the L. YSL associates will also make the two guns hand sign by forming pistols with their fingers and pointing them in opposite directions. YSL associates use a variety of other identifiers. Often, YSL associates will write or say the word black, which means blood love all the time. YSL associates will also use the word slat, which means slime love all the time. Often associates will simply refer to each other as blood or slime. They also refer to the Cleveland Avenue as Bleveland, replacing the C with a B. Green heart, green snake, blowing nose, or green vomit emojis are also symbols commonly used by associates of YSL. Primary locale. YSL associates are predominantly active in Southeast Atlanta in the Cleveland Avenue area, but are expanding their activities into the surrounding metropolitan Atlanta area. Part 3. Acts in furtherance of the conspiracy. In furtherance of the conspiracy and to affect its objectives and purposes, the defendants committed and caused to be committed, among others, the following overt acts, certain of which constitute acts of racketeering activity. And ladies and gentlemen, there are three things. There's an act, there's an on or about date, and then there's the scope of conduct. So I will go from Act 1, I'll tell you the date, and then I'll tell you the scope of conduct. And if there's a picture that goes with it, I will hold up the indictment for you to take a look at that picture. Act 1, on or about 01/25/2013. Scope of conduct. Defendant Trontavia Stevens, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, against the person of Reginald Pettis by pointing at, towards, or in the direction of Reginald Pettis with said firearm, placing Reginald Pettis in reasonable...
This is crazy. This is crazy. They got them niggas.
Associate of YSL did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, an object which, when used offensively against the person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Derek Dotson by shooting at, toward, or in the direction of Derek Dotson with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 7, on or about 09/11/2013, scope of conduct. Defendant Walter Murphy, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a first offender probation in violation of Georgia law.
They the ones that Ben was telling on the gang. Like, they Ben said them niggas was telling, allegedly.
To OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been sentenced pursuant to Article 3 of Chapter 8 of Title 42 of the Official Code of Georgia to a term of probation as a felony first offender for the felony offense of robbery in indictment 09 SC 86267 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia on the 16th day of February 2010, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 8, on or about 11/29/2013, 2000.
So they reading out all the charges that led up until this indictment, because these niggas right here been telling.
13. Scope of conduct. Defendant Antonio Sledge, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of cocaine with intent to distribute, cocaine being a controlled substance, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30B, which is an act of racketeering under OCGA 16-14-3.
So them niggas been scared.
Roman numeral XXXIV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 9, on or about 04/20/2014. Scope of conduct.
Oh, give me, switch this charger. Cause y'all switched this charger.
Video released on social media called EWW, where defendant states, "Red just like Elmo, but I never fucking giggle."
Wow, did y'all hear that? Y'all hear me?
Pick his ass off from the balcony. YSL wipe a nigga nose. I'm fuck for the cash. Then she getting robbed by Tick in a
Wow.
Bentley on West Lee, getting trailed by sniper. All I ever wanted was the money. Put your hands in the air if you dare. Any motherfucker step over here, F and N, put them in a wheelchair. An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 10.
Yo, huh?
07/13/2014. Scope of conduct. And there's a picture of this one, ladies and gentlemen. Defendant
Y'all
Walter
switch
Murphy,
this. This is
associate
not my
YSL,
charger.
did pose for
This
a photo
part.
released on
Because it keep
Murphy's
cutting in and off.
Instagram
This is
account
really
with
off.
the letters YSL tattooed on his forehead. An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 11, on or about 09/18/2014, defendant Martinez Arnold, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, an object which, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Michael Castellani by shooting at, toward, or in the direction of Michael Castellani with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 12, on or about 09/27/2014, scope of conduct. There's a photo of this one. Defendant.
See, they reading everything out. They reading everything out, y'all. This thing is getting crazy.
Beaky and Garling.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have
An associate of YSL.
We have to pause the video because the picture's not tracking my.
There's a lot going on with this case, y'all. It's a lot. And they gotta read all that out to the juries. They gotta do all that. So y'all gotta pay attention.
An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 41, on or about 04/28/2015, scope of conduct. Defendants Tamiki and Garlington and Antonio Sledge, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated battery by maliciously causing bodily harm and seriously disfiguring the buttocks of Denise Bell by shooting Denise Bell with a firearm, to wit, a rifle, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-24, which is an act of racketeering
Well, yeah, all this is under the Fair Use Act.
activity under OCGA 16-14-35 AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. 42. Act 42. On or about 04/28/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendants Demikian Garlington and Antonio Sledge, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. An object, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Cecilia Davis by shooting at, toward, or in the direction of Cecilia Davis with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an overt act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 42, on or about 04/28/2015. Scope of conduct.
This is for the trial. This is for the trial for the other 14 co-defendants of Young Thugs. Everybody else told.
Garlington and Antonio Sledge, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. An object, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Diamond Mills by shooting at, toward, in the direction of Diamond Mills with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 44, on or about 04/28/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendants Demikian Garlington and Antonio Sledge, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
See, a lot of these niggas already pled guilty to all this. See, all this was leading up into it.
A firearm, an object which, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Nastasia Battle by shooting at, toward, or in the direction of Nastasia Battle with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 45, on or about 04/28/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendant Antonio Sledge, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a rifle, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 13 SC 123423 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offense of possession of cocaine with intent to distribute on the 3rd day of January 2014, an act in furtherance.
Say, like, they reading all this out. I know it's long, y'all, but y'all just gotta understand what's going on in the case.
Of the conspiracy. Act 46, on or about 04/28/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendants Demikian Garlington and Antonio Sledge, associates of YSL, did unlawfully commit the felony offense of participation in criminal street gang activity, OCGA 16-15-4A, when, while associated with a criminal street gang, to wit, YSL, participate in criminal street gang activity through the commission of at least one of the offenses enumerated in paragraph 1 of OCGA 16-15-3.
We're gonna break this down afterwards, y'all.
Deadly weapon and aggravated battery, acts involving violence and possession or use of a weapon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21 and OCGA 16-5-24 as alleged in Acts 41, 42, 43, and 44 of this count, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 47, on or about 05/21/2015, scope of conduct. There's a photo, ladies and gentlemen. Defendant Demikian Garlington, an associate of YSL, did pose for a photo holding a firearm with a caption, "They can fuck with us if they want. We're gonna bring them homicide," close quotation mark, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
So I don't know. See, they reading their Instagram posters and stuff. That's crazy.
Recordings just got better.
They showing their Instagram posts because they can't show. Yeah, but the judge seemed like he trying to give him a fair trial. He trying to give him a fair trial. It seemed like he trying to, because he got 56 not 56. He had a total of 56 charges, and it's down to 8. So it's like you said, they trying to get something to stick to him, but it's like, a lot of it is hearsay, and the only thing about it is they want to stick that murder to him. YFN Lucci and Rich Homie Quan manager, that Big Nut, they want to stick that to him because of that car. But the thing about it is, the nigga, one of the YFN members, I forgot his name, Copeland, he been told on the case. He been said that Young Thug ordered the hit, so it's crazy, but we back to it.
Act 48, on or about 07/03/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Trontavia Stevens.
Because this is around the time, 2015 is around the time Big Nut and them got into it. Because Big Nut, Lucci, and Young Thug, all Rich Homie Quantity, all used to be cool. So this is around the time when it happened, so pay attention.
An associate of YSL did commit the felony offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30J1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A.
They was committing these racketeering crimes.
And an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
That's because somebody been told that they was a gang.
7/03/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Trontavia Stevens, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of oxycodone, a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30A.
So they gotta plead guilty to their own actions.
Which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA subsection 16-14-35A, Roman numeral XXXIV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 50, on or about 07/03/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Trontavia Stevens, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, previously convicted of a felony involving the use or possession of a firearm in violation of Georgia law.
See, they gotta plead guilty to their own stuff. Like, they trying to get them on something, and that shit ain't got nothing to do with them. That's them. They associates, yeah, but a lot of them ain't with the gang. They just was repping the gang.
Pursuant to OCGA 16-11-133, by possessing a firearm, two-wit a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 13 SC 16787 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offense of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony on the 21st day of February 2013, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 51, on or about 07/07/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of terroristic threats when Christopher May, a security officer, while in the performance of his duties, attempted to inform Williams that he was no longer welcome at Perimeter Mall. Williams then stated if May continued to approach, Williams would shoot him in the face with a gun.
Wow, see, this is verbally coming out of people's mouth. Like, this is coming out of people's mouths.
In violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-37, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A Roman numeral XXX, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. 52. Still, Act 52. On or about 07/15/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendants Tavia Stevens and Shannon Stillwell, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30J1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5A, Roman numeral XXXVI, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 53.
See, these are the charges. This was all the last charges. Some of these people pled guilty to these charges, and some of these charges still stuck. So,
On or about 07/15/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Tavia Stevens, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of criminal use of an article with altered ID other than motor vehicle in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-9-70 by possessing a firearm from which the accused knew the identification mark had been removed for the purpose of concealing and destroying the identity of said article, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 54, on or about 07/15/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Tavia Stevens, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon previously convicted of felony involving the use or possession of a firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-133 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 13 SC 116787 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offense of possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony on the 21st day of February 2013, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 55.
y'all don't know what the overact. The overact is everything that people around him did. So he's supposed to be responsible for any and everything that they done around him. So they try to add them charges, which they would normally try to call it superseding indictment, like how they did Big Meech and them.
About 07/15/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendant Shannon Stillwell, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 10 SC 87662 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offenses of participation in criminal street gang activity and burglary, On the 26th day of May 2010, indictment 11 SC 98860 in the
So
Superior
these niggas
Court of
been
Fulton
telling.
County, Georgia, for the offense of burglary on the second day of June 2011, and indictment 13 SC 121320 in the Superior Court of Fulton County for the offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute on the 19th day of September 2013, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 56, on or about 10/01/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendants Martinez Arnold and DeMonte Kendrick, associates of YSL, did unlawfully commit
They keep saying associates.
the felony offense of conspiracy to commit murder by driving to the territory of a rival gang with the intent to cause the death of another human being in retaliation for a prior shooting by the rival gang, while armed with an AK-47 assault rifle and a .40 caliber handgun, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-4-8, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5 Bravo, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
See, they already had them
On or about 10
before they even
2015,
called themselves
scope of
YSL.
conduct.
I forgot the name of their group they used to call themselves.
Associates of YSL
Youngest in
did
charge.
commit the felony offense of theft by receipt and stolen property when Arnold and Kendrick possessed property, to wit, a firearm, the property of Christopher Greer, that Arnold and Kendrick knew or should have known was stolen with the intent of depriving Christopher Greer of said property in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-8-7, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A, Roman numeral XII, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 58, on or about 10/01/2015. Scope of conduct. Defendant DeMonte Kendrick, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm.
Like, this is crazy. Like, they've been telling since 2010 and all that. Like, that's crazy, gang.
To wit, a handgun after having been convicted of a felony in indictment CR 2015-114069-001 in the Maricopa County, Arizona Superior Court for the felony offenses of shoplifting and possession of dangerous drugs on the 15th day of May 2015, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 59, on or about 10/01/2015. Defendants Martinez Arnold. Scope of conduct, I apologize. Defendants Martinez Arnold and DeMonte Kendrick, associates of YSL, did unlawfully commit the felony offense of participation in criminal street gang activity, OCGA 16-15-4A, when, while associated with a criminal street gang, to wit, YSL, participating in criminal street gang activity through the commission of at least one of the offenses enumerated in paragraph 1 of OCGA 16-15-3, to wit, conspiracy to commit murder, an act involving violence and possession or use of a weapon, as alleged in count 56 of this indictment, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-4-8, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 16, on or about 03/25/2016, scope of conduct. Defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, released a song on YouTube titled Slime Shit, where the lyrics state, "Hey, this is that slime shit. Hey, YSL shit. Hey, killing 12 shit. Hey, fuck a jail shit. Hey, cooking white brick. I'm not new to this. Hey, so I'm not new to this."
Y'all hear that? Like he's reading the lyrics out, y'all. He's reading the lyrics out, man. Y'all just gotta pay attention, man.
Hey, I'm so true to this. Hey, I done put up a whole slime of 100 licks. Slime or get slime. I'm in the VIP and I got that pistol on my hip. You praying that you live. I'm praying that I hit. Hey, this that slime shit. Fuck the police. Fuck them in a high speed. 100 rounds in a Tahoe. I'm prepared to take them down. Got banana clips for all these niggas acting monkey. This that slime shit. This that mob shit. Fuck the judge, YSL. This that mob life, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
They made sure they said F the judge and all that. Like, how many other rappers say F the judge and all that and this and that? Like, that's crazy. They read it out.
Act 61. On or about 05/11/2016, scope of conduct. Defendant Christian Eppinger, an associate of YSL, did with the intent to commit a theft, commit the felony offense of armed robbery by taking property, to wit, a set of keys and a purse, from the immediate presence of another, to wit, Torvia Hill, by use of an offensive weapon, to wit, a firearm, and in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-8-41, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5A, Roman numeral X, III, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 62, on or about 02/27/2017, scope of conduct. Defendant Jimmy Winfrey, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of drugs by an inmate when, while incarcerated at the Carroll County Prison, did possess illegal drugs, to wit, marijuana, beyond the guard lines in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 42-4-13, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 63, on or about 02/27/2017, scope of conduct. Defendant Jimmy Winfrey, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30J1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A, Roman numeral XXXVI, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 64, on or about 02/27/2017, scope of conduct. Defendant Jimmy Winfrey, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of participation in criminal street gang activity, OCGA 16-15-4A, when, while associated with a criminal street gang, to wit, YSL, participating in criminal street gang activity through the commission of at least one of the offenses enumerated in paragraph 1 of OCGA 16-15-3, to wit, possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, as alleged in Act 63.
But this been going on. They've been watching niggas for basically like 12 years.
OCGA 16-13-30J1, an overt act in furtherance of this.
So they're using it. They're using
Act
that.
65, on or about 07/03/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Cormervius Nichols, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of MDMA with intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30B, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5A, Roman numeral XXXIV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 66, on or about 07/03/2017, scope of conduct. Defendant Cormarius Nichols, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession.
They saying they did because they pled guilty already.
In violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been sentenced pursuant to Article 3 of Chapter 8 of Title 42 of the Official Code of Georgia to a term of probation as a felony first offender for the felony offense of criminal damage to property in the second degree in indictment 12 SC 110015 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, on the 17th day of July 2013, an act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
That was his probation.
Act 67, on or about 07/03/2015, scope of conduct. Defendant Cormarius Nichols, an associate of YSL, did unlawfully commit the felony offense of participation in criminal street gang activity, OCGA 16-15-4A, when, while associated with a criminal street gang, to wit, YSL, participate in criminal street gang activity through the commission of at least one of the offenses enumerated in paragraph 1 of OCGA 16-15-3, to wit, possession of MDMA with intent to distribute, as alleged in count 60, as alleged in Act 65 of this count, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30B, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
See, they pled guilty already. That's what happened.
Act 68, on or about 09/24/2017. Scope of conduct. Defendant Sergio Kitchens and Jeffrey Williams, associates of Y.
Ooh, this the part when they was in the car. This the part when they was in the car, y'all.
YSL did commit the felony offense of theft by receiving stolen property when they possessed property, to wit, a firearm, the property of Trayvon Lewis, that Kitchens and Williams knew or should have known was stolen, with the intent of depriving Trayvon Lewis of said property in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-8-7, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5A, Roman numeral XII, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 69, on or about 09/24/2017.
Pardon me, y'all. Pardon me.
Defendant Sergio Kitchens and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30B, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5A, Roman numeral XXXIV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 70, on or about 09/24/2017, scope of conduct. Defendants Sergio Kitchens and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of hydrocodone with the intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30B, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5A, Roman numeral XXXIB, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 71, on or about 09/24/2017, scope of conduct. Defendants Sergio Kitchens and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30J1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5A, Roman numeral XXXVI, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 72, on or about 09/24/2017, scope of conduct. Defendants Sergio Kitchens and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did unlawfully commit the felony offense of participation in criminal street gang activity, OCGA 16-15-4 Alpha, when, while associated with a criminal street gang, to wit, YSL, participate in criminal street gang activity through the commission of at least one of the offenses enumerated in paragraph 1 of OCGA 16-15-3, to wit, theft by receiving stolen property, to wit, a firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-8-7, possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30B, possession of hydrocodone with intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to 16-13-30B, and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute it in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30J1.
See, that man Gunner was with him. Let's rewind that.
With intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant
Sergio Kitchen.
to OCGA 16-13-30B, possession of hydrocodone with intent to distribute a controlled substance in violation of Georgia law pursuant to 16-13-30B, and possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30J1, as alleged in Acts 68, 69, 70, and 71 of this count, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 73, on or about 12/30/2017, scope of conduct. Defendants Antonio Sumlin and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did appear in a video released on social media captioned "Original Slime Shit," showing Jeffrey Williams flashing YSL gang signs.
Damn, they was watching everything about them. Somebody taught them everything.
And stating, "Murder, gang, bitch, YSL until we're dead and pale," an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 74, on or about, scope of conduct. Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, released a song on YouTube entitled "Anyone," or I should say "Anybody," with Williams stating, "I never killed anybody, but I got something to do with that body. I got the streets on my back. I carry it like I'm moving a body. I told them to shoot 100 rounds like he trying to movie the body. Ready for war like I'm Russia. I get all type of cash. I'm a general." In overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
That was his lyrics.
Act 75, on or about 05/18/2018, scope of conduct. Defendant Jeffrey Williams, associate of YSL, was the subject of a traffic stop for speeding involved in the stop were two vehicles,
This was gonna
driven by Williams and another driven closely following Williams, containing four individuals who were armed with numerous weapons with high-capacity magazines, to include AK-47 with a 30-round magazine, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Young Thug was really in the streets, man. $100 million man in the streets. I don't understand.
Act 76, on or about 05/25/2018, scope of conduct. Defendant Marquavius Huey, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of theft by receiving stolen property when he possessed property, to wit, a firearm, the property of Jeremy Smith, that Huey knew or should have known was stolen with the intent of depriving Jeremy Smith of said property in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-8-7, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A, Roman numeral XII, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 77, on or about 10/23/28, scope of conduct. Defendant Cormarius Nichols, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted.
See, these niggas was charged. These niggas was charged with stuff already. A lot of them was telling already. They was just building it. Dang.
Convicted of a felony in indictment 17 SC 153307 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offenses of possession of MDMA with the intent to distribute and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon on the 27th day of March 2018, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 78, on or about 01/15/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, did appear in a video released on YouTube entitled Bad Boy, stating, "I shot at his mama, now
he won't
no
mention
longer
my
mixes
name.
me. I had on Margolitas when I shot at the cunt. Act like you want war, and they're gonna smoke you like a blunt."
Damn.
An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 79, on or about 02/23/2019. Scope of conduct.
This when the war was on.
Blaylock and Rodeus Ryan, associates of YSL, did unlawfully and with malice aforethought commit the felony offense of murder by causing the death of Jamari Holmes, an associate of another gang, a human being, by shooting Jamari Holmes with a firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A, Roman numeral IV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 80, on or about 02/23/29, scope of conduct. Defendants Simone Blaylock and Rodeus Ryan, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, an object when used offensively against a person is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Bernard Mitchell Jr., an associate of another gang, by shooting at, toward, or in the direction of Bernard Mitchell Jr. with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3 5AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 81.
This is all the charges that was alleged against them.
2019, scope of conduct. Defendants Damone Blaylock and Rodeus Ryan, associates of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm. An object, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Rodney Ooten, that's Ooten, an associate of another gang, by shooting at, toward, and in the direction of Rodney Ooten with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering under OCGA 16-14-35AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 82.
They trying to paint a picture against them. Like, a lot of these, I wonder, was a lot of these people really with them?
On or about 02/24/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Damone Blaylock, an associate of YSL, did pose for a photo released on social media flashing a YSL gang hand sign with a caption, "Slime over sluts," with a green heart emoji and green snake emoji, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 83, on or about 02/25/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Rodeus Ryan, associate of YSL, did appear in a video released on Ryan's Instagram account displaying money with the caption, "Fuck YFN," YFN being a rival street gang, and overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 84,
Says a furtherance act.
04/19/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Antonio Sumlin, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of burglary in the second degree when, without authority and with the intent to commit a theft therein, he entered an unoccupied cargo container CXX Transportation located at 1590 Marietta Boulevard, Northwest, Atlanta, Georgia. I should say Atlanta, Fulton County, Georgia, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-7-1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5A, Roman numeral 5, should say VIII, 3 I's, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Did they rob Lucci crib? Who crib was that?
85, Act 85, on or about 04/22/2019, scope of conduct. Defendants Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of hijacking a motor vehicle in the first degree by unlawfully, while in the possession of a firearm, obtaining a 2017 Dodge Charger from the person of Casey Battle by force and violence in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-44.1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35B, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 86, on or about 04/22/19, scope of conduct. Defendant Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did, with the intent to commit a theft, commit the felony offense of armed robbery by taking property, to wit, a cell phone and U.S. currency from the immediate presence of another, to wit, Casey Battle, by use of an offensive weapon, to wit, a firearm, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to 16-8-41, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5 Alpha, Roman numeral X, I, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 87, on or about 04/22/2019. Scope of conduct. Defendant Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violating Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 1/11-CR-200-06 in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia for the felony offense of conspiracy to commit robbery on the 19th day of April 2012, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 88, on or about 04/26/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Marquevius Huey, an associate of YSL, did, with the intent to commit a theft, commit the felony offense of armed robbery by taking property, to wit, a debit card, U.S. currency, and jewelry.
Like, these niggas was getting busy allegedly. This is crazy. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy.
From or from the immediate presence of another, to wit, Jawan Maynard, by use of a offensive weapon, to wit, a firearm, in violation of Georgia law, pursuant to OCGA 16-8-41, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5A, Roman numeral 10, X, III, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Overt Act 89, on or about 04/26/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Marquevius Huey, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, an object which, when used offensively against a person, is likely to result in serious bodily injury against the person of Jawan Maynard by striking Jawan Maynard in the face with said firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21.
Damn, he was pistol beating him. Damn. Sorry to hear that, man.
Which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 90, on or about 04/26/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Marquevius Huey, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, to wit, a firearm, against the person of Damon Jenkins by pointing at, toward, or in the direction of Damon Jenkins with said firearm, placing Damon Jenkins in reasonable apprehension of immediately receiving a violent injury in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-5-21, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5AV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Overt Act 91, Act 91, on or about 05/10/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did unlawfully, with malice aforethought and with intent to kill, commit the felony offense of attempted murder against the person of Milton Howard Jr. by shooting at Milton Howard Jr. with a firearm in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-4-1, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, 5A, Roman numeral IV, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 92, on or about 05/10/2019, scope of conduct. Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 1:11-CR-200-06 in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia for the felony offense of conspiracy to commit robbery on the 19th day of April 2012, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 93, on or about 05/10/2019. Defendant Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did unlawfully commit the felony offense of participation in criminal street gang activity, OCGA 16-15-4A, when, while associated with a criminal street gang, to wit, YSL, participating in criminal street gang activity through the commission of at least one of the offenses enumerated in paragraph 1 of OCGA 16-15-3,
Everything they doing
to wit,
was
attempted murder,
the RICO.
an act involving violence and
I'm
possession
surprised
or
the
use
feds
of a
ain't pick it
weapon,
up first.
as alleged in Act 91 of this count, in violation of Georgia.
I'm just surprised the feds didn't pick it up. Maybe they just sitting there waiting. Maybe Young Thug might beat this. But I don't know. It just seems funny. Like, the feds ain't pick it up. Not wishing it on him, but
Law pursuant to OCGA 16-4-1, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 94, on or about 06/13/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Javon Fleetwood, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 1:11-CR-200-06 in the United States District Court for the Northern District of Georgia for the felony offense of conspiracy to commit robbery on the 11th day of April 2012, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 95, on or about 07/22/19, scope of conduct. Defendants Miles Farley, Wani Lee, Cormarius Nichols, and Shannon Stillwell, associates of YSL, did appear in a video released on social media with Stillwell wearing red and a YSL necklace with Stillwell stating, "I just beat a murder rap, pay my lawyer 30 for that, me and my slimes above the law, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy." Act 90.
damn, they really was reading their lyrics, man. They really was reading their lyrics. They did that to AR Ab also, man.
On or about 08/08/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Jeffrey Williams, an associate of YSL, posted an image on social media tagging Rashawn Bennett, aka YFN Lucci, stating, "YFN, if ain't like what you do for your mother and kids, I wouldn't have killed you," an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 97, on or about 09/16/2019.
Say, somebody let them know it was about them lyrics, too. Somebody let them know.
Arnold and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did appear in a YouTube video titled just how it is, with Williams stating, I escaped every one of them licks because I was supposed to be rich. I don't care nothing about no cop. I'm telling you just how it is. Hit him with the Mac now. Now his whole body scab. I done for the crew. I done did the robbing. I done did the jacking. Now I'm full rapping.
Damn.
Last nigga tried me, almost got popped in Lennox. Ask the cops, ask the detectives. They know.
So he trying to say, see, YF and Lucci said Young Thug ran when he seen them in Lennox, but Young Thug trying to say he pulled the slammer out allegedly on YF and Lucci and Lennox was scared. But the thing about it is, why did Yak Gotti stand on the car? Don't you think Lucci would have ran out or something? I don't know.
All the business, ask the cops and detectives, all the jurisdictions. We gave the lawyer close to $2 million. He handles all the killings. We don't speak about shit on wax. It's all mob business. We know to kill the biggest cats of all the kittens, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 98, on or about 09/25/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Shannon Stillwell, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having been convicted of a felony in indictment 10 SC 87662 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offenses of participation in criminal street gang activity and burglary on the 26th day of May 2010, indictment 11 SC 98860 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offense of burglary on the 2nd day of June 2011, indictment 13 SC 121320 in the Superior Court.
This thing is crazy. Y'all can't tell me this case ain't crazy. This case is crazy, man. Like, they got all they lyrics and everything. It's just like, it's like, wow. It's like, wow, they got everything. It's like somebody was giving up the tape. And like they said, Tick and them niggas supposed to been allegedly telling when they got caught with them hammers back in 2012 and all that. Like, that's crazy. But we back to the show.
Of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute on the 19th day of September 2013, and indictment 15 SC 140132 in the Superior Court of Fulton County, Georgia, for the offenses of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and possession of a firearm with a commission of felony on the 10th day of March 2016, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 99, on or about 10/07/2019, scope of conduct. Defendant Demikian Garlington, an associate of YSL, did appear in a video released on social media wearing a YSL pendant stating, "I can fuck with you cuz you told rat blood, yeah, I earned this stain," an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 100, on or about 01/21/2020. Defendant Durant, scope of conduct. Defendant Durante Beebe, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of cocaine, a controlled substance, in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30A, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3, subpart 5A, Roman numeral XXXIV, an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 101, on or about 02/19/2020, scope of conduct. Defendants Demiki and Garlington and Wonnie Lee, associates of YSL, did engage in conversation regarding rival YFN gang associates disrespecting YSL, to which Garlington responded, "Fuck them boys," an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 102, on or about 03/12/2020, scope of conduct. Defendants Marquavius Huey and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did engage in a conversation where Williams and Huey were discussing a vehicle theft, and Williams directed Huey to tell another, "If he don't take it back, he gonna die," an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy.
Wow.
Act 103, on or about 04/25/2020, scope of conduct. Defendants Miles Farley, Quantavious Greer, DeMonte Kendrick, and Wonnie Lee, associates of YSL, did appear in a YouTube video titled Mob Ties. Defendants were flashing gang signs with lyrics stating, "We gonna ride around with them guns, probably big as us, and we gonna be on some Tupac shit. Hit 'em up. Nigga play with Unfunk and get hogtied. Nigga play with Unfunk and then they all die. Talking about knocking off your big homie, even his small fry. Why would I lie? Old murder never switch up. You say you niggas gangsters, you ain't did enough. Spin the block a couple times, think they did enough. Hail Mary Tupac shit, I'm about to hit 'em up. Every nigga round me wicked, like why would I lie? Slimeball nigga, like yeah.
So he basically was like bragging about allegedly the nut case, whether he did it or not, but he's bragging about it. And the jury really trying to go for it. They gonna try to go for it. Let's just hope not.
Why would I lie? I got mob ties. Tell them spin a bed. They send shots flying, knocking off your big homie bitch. An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 104, on or about 05/08/2020.
See how close it is? This all during the COVID. Like the COVID messed a lot of these rappers up. Like they couldn't do no shows and us, so a lot of these rappers was stuck in the hood. They was in the hood. Like a lot of them. Young Dolph, Recipes, Young Dolph, a lot of them. They was in the hood, man.
An associate of YSL did commit the felony offense of sale of marijuana in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30JL, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-35A, Roman numeral XXXVI, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 105, on or about 05/08/2020, scope of conduct. Defendant Durante Beebe, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of marijuana with intent to distribute in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-13-30JL.
They can't smoke no CBD down there.
Which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16.
They can't smoke no CBD.
3-5A, Roman numeral XXXVI, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 106-0508-2020, scope of conduct. Defendant Durante Beebe, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of theft by receiving stolen property when he possessed property, to wit, a firearm, the property of Michael Eubanks, that Beebe knew or should have known was stolen with the intent of depriving Michael Eubanks of said property in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-8-7, which is an act of racketeering activity under OCGA 16-14-3-5A, Roman numeral XII, and an overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Act 107, on or about 05-08-2020, scope of conduct. Defendant Durante Beebe, an associate of YSL, did commit the felony offense of possession of a firearm by convicted felon in violation of Georgia law pursuant to OCGA 16-11-131 by possessing a firearm, to wit, a handgun, after having
It's a lot of things they blocking out because there's a lot of things into it. And you know, a lot of that we can't hear, but we gonna hear it in the trial next week. It's coming up next week, y'all. It's going down. I believe the 12th, 11th, something like that. It's going down.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take about a 20-minute recess in just a second. Ms. Von-Kelch and her team will kind of cover that, so don't go anywhere. The other thing I want to kind of just tell you all to begin with, you cannot excuse yourself while this video is going on. There are a number of you that decided you're just going to go to the bathroom, whatever else. I have got to pause the video and allow you to do that, so please don't just walk out. That will cause us problems. So please bear with us. I know you've been patient with us, but you know, these are just some things that we just need to bring out to you, okay, at this point in time.
Look at that courtroom, man.
You're just gonna have to wait till it's over. Remember, I told you that I said that the original remarks and the indictment are 3 hours and 45 minutes.
Dang.
So I told you that when we first started.
Dang.
This is where your patience is really going to kick in. So please be patient with us, okay? All right.
They
Ms.
got sitting there
Von-Kelch?
for 3 hours for $50, $100.
Recordings, excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard.
So please don't discuss these admonitions with anybody, okay? All right, the next thing is electronic devices. If you got phones, if you got tablets. Okay, all right. Do we need batteries? Is that what we need, or whatever? Keeps going out. Okay, all right, so. If
Like, there's a lot going on with this, y'all. I don't understand. don't understand. Let's tune into that. See what they
They
talking
give
about.
him all the way down to test.
Shout out to
The same thing that every other lawyer said, and y'all got this thing in y'all head where y'all thinking that these guys are going to be able to get on the stand and play games with the prosecution, and then all of a sudden act
this is
like they don't know what the fuck going on.
this is crazy, man.
And again, he is thankful to have this opportunity to get back to his family, to his children, and see him after this trial and all this is over.
Hold on. It ain't no screen? Damn, my bad, family.
That's because I don't want to get no.
Will not see him again.
I don't want to get no strikes or nothing. You know, but this is a real situation. Oh yeah, they said the boy got. They said the boy got banned. Quavo. He allegedly got banned.
Good morning.
No, we're not watching. Sorry. What is his name? Shout out to her though. Make sure y'all go follow her, Miss Tamara. But I ain't mean to jump on that. We're gonna jump on end this sentence. Shout out to 1090J.
Told him, hey mom, I spent 8 years on this degree,
Shut
but I
up.
hate it.
He give you good information. Told y'all that before.
And at the end of the day, and you can't really say the road to get out. The fact is, he's out, and now it's gonna be a matter of what is the next move in the defense with this situation, and their next move is gonna literally spell out how the rest of this case is gonna go. If he goes the route of self-defense, you kind of have to stand on that, because when you go the self-defense route, you pretty much admit to everything that you did. You're gonna have to say, yeah, I did this, and yeah, I did this, and that's the reason I did it. And you're gonna have to take that to the door. What I'm surprised about is the fact that he's charged with first-degree murder, because this seems like a
Right, and not self-defense.
second-degree situation.
Or
First-degree murder is a premeditated murder. Second-degree would be
manslaughter.
something just happened, and that was the end result.
Right.
And even in a self-defense situation, if they fully don't go for self-defense, it could even be reduced down
The
to
manslaughter.
manslaughter.
Right.
At the end of the day, if you get convicted of a murder and you get 15 years or less, you really got off. But that doesn't mean anybody wants to sign up for 15 years, especially DJ Pat, who's already 33.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're just gonna have to wait and see how this case progresses. It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all, and y'all rocking with me. Until next time.
Oh, we gotta tune it back. We
Read the
gonna tune
word
it
for
back. We gonna tune it back.
If you have a passion for it, pursue it. I just kind of.
I'm sorry, y'all.
after the murder for an upcoming flight to Mexico, and as he was placed under arrest for first-degree murder, he'd be found with a large amount of cash. Initially, a judge would set the...
So he was trying to scramble. He was trying to leave the U.S. They even said he was searching his name on Google That's crazy.
Alleged killer's bail at an astounding $2 million. And a motion for reduced bail would ask the judge to reduce it down to just $1 million.
This is under the Fair Use Act also. Fair Use Act, Fair Use Act, Fair Use Act. This is a disclaimer. Shout out to 1090 Jake. Make sure you go follow him.
And with defendants only needing to produce 10% for release, that would mean if DJ Pat could come up with $100,000,
he could be
free. His lawyer would express how DJ Pat was one of 3 kids raised in the Houston suburb of Channelview, where he's lived his whole life. In fact, he still lives in his parents' house where he was born 33 years ago. Graduating high school and a current community college student, DJ Pat is currently employed as a disc jockey, even though he has no reported income. If released, Pat's lawyer expressed he'd be once again living with his parents, who were confident he'd show up to any future court dates. The motion for reduced bail would be granted on December 22nd with conditions. DJ Pat would be required to forfeit his passport, have no contact with the family of Takeoff, no contact with Jay Prince Jr. or his family, and no contact with pro boxer Shakur Stevenson. Firearms, submit to random drug tests.
Y'all forgot about Shakur Stevenson.
Wear a GPS monitor and remain on house arrest. The courts would even go as far as listing 24 hours a day. The danger in this is the man who killed Takeoff, a beloved rapper,
they know where he lives at.
Multi-millionaire. The fact that DJ Pat is to remain in a publicly listed address for 24 hours a day could potentially mean his life and his family's lives could be endangered, especially knowing he's not allowed to possess firearms and the backing of the Prince family is essentially gone with the no contact conditions. But this wasn't the only problem. DJ Pat's lawyer would ask the courts for financial assistance and hiring a private investigator. DJ Pat would be listed as indigent, and for those that have never been to jail, this is like jail's version of food stamps where you're so poor, the jail gives you a free pencil, paper, and stamped envelope so you can at least write a letter to ask for some money. His lawyer would claim his family has exhausted all finances to hire him as a lawyer who agreed to work for a substantially reduced price. The judge decided to grant DJ Pat roughly 2 weeks later, and DJ Pat's family were able to secure the $100,000 needed for his release, which has now caused speculation into how they exactly raised the money when Pat had to be granted. Many may have ill will towards the man because of who he allegedly killed. That doesn't defeat the fact that DJ Pat may have a strong stand your ground case, as he wasn't the only one armed with a gun that night. But we'll just have to wait and see how this case progresses and the route his defense chooses to take. Now, this may be upsetting to many. This may be a sign of relief to some.
But he's home. He's home. I don't understand either. You know, I don't understand either, but he made it home. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Like, he made it home on $1 million bail. 100,000. Paid 100,000.
A lot of different cases, especially when it comes to, you know, like the race politics. Oh, how come he got a bail and how come he didn't get a bail? Well, in this case, he got one, right? $2 million, reduced down to $1 million, granted $5,000, bonds out for $100,000, killed Takeoff. My biggest issue, if I was him, is the fact that everybody knows where I'm at.
Where I live at.
If you're smart enough to figure out how to access the court papers, you can get his address. You know what I mean? And it's been out since his initial arrest. But the fact that they're saying, yeah, you're on house arrest, you're not allowed to leave, you're not allowed to have a gun, and you're in that house, it's kind of like up there for anybody that would want to, whatever.
And I hope that don't happen, but you know how the streets go, it's street justice. You know, it's normally that. So I just hope It don't go like that.
Ever. The only thing that he's getting off with, in a sense, is the fact that he has other family members there who can possess guns. So anybody even gets on their property, they're getting shot down, because that's just how Texas is rocking. And for two, he's in his home city. You know what I mean? It's not like he got booked.
Let's go to this.
You want an incredible tattoo? Get tickets.
This is, and I don't understand either. Like, a lot of Gucci Man, like Gucci Man be signing a lot of artists, right? Pooh Shiesty, all of them, right? All of them. And it's crazy because they're all getting locked up. I'm about to show y'all something. Let's check this out.
Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Gucci Man's new artist, Matt Critter, catching a murder case just 2 months.
And he was hyped. Like, he really wanted to catch a body. Like, he was on CMG Artists' top.
After signing.
Oh, yeah, and we're going to get into that Migo robbery, too. That little Migo.
Hey, listen, I need all my day one fans to welcome the newest member of TSMT, Matt Critter, this mother straight out of Memphis. New TSMT chain boy. I see as a mother.
I want to know, what's the competition with Yo Gotti and with Yo Gotti? Look, what's the competition with Yo Gotti, Gucci Man, and Was Dolph, the ex-Dolph out? What's the competition? Why is Gucci Man keep signing people from Memphis? It's other people in other cities. I don't get that. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think about that. But I'm going to stop rapping and let y'all see.
Legend has it, signing the Gucci Man's 1017 records comes with a new chain and a prison sentence.
Right.
Fans would speculate the record label is cursed after the arrest of another artist, and the fact that half the label is currently incarcerated. On December 21st, 2022, Memphis police responded to a shooting call on Wells Avenue just before noon. Arriving on scene, officers would locate a dying, unresponsive male laying in a vacant lot. By the time fire and rescue responded on scene, the victim, who was later identified as 34-year-old Markeith Taylor, a father of four, was pronounced dead from multiple gunshot wounds. Crime scene tape restricted the area as a large crowd gathered when gunshots erupted again. It had been just over 2 hours since Markeith was killed, when only yards away and with officers still on scene, a man within the crowd overlooking the crime scene opened fire, shooting roughly 9 times at a passing car, striking the driver. The shooter then got into a gold car before driving off. Officers would locate a man dead in his car a few miles away, identifying him as 23-year-old Alandis Turner, who went by the name B-Ball. His family told officers B-Ball was related to Markeith, who was just killed. Speaking with witnesses at the first murder scene, one claimed to have seen the murder of Markeith and was taken back to the Memphis police station for an interview.
So he basically gave the tape up of his friend being murdered in front of him.
With investigators, the witness claimed to have been on the vacant lot at the time of the shooting and observed 4 black males in the SUV stop before pulling off. The SUV returned a short time later where it once again stopped, but this time 4 males got out when one of them, identified as Daniel Bates, called out to the victim. 25-year-old Daniel Bates is more commonly known as the rapper Matt Critter, and signed to Gucci Man only 2 months prior. According to the witness, Matt called out to the victim and told him to get out of his van and come to them. For whatever reason, Markeith listened. As he walked up to the 4 men, they began walking to him as all 4 of them drew handguns, and one man, identified as Gary Taylor, raised his arm and started firing. According to the witness, Markeith would hit the ground as Gary Taylor continued shooting into his body as he stood over him. The 4 men.
Rest in peace. I don't know you or nothing, but we not promote violence right here. We just notifying. We letting everybody know what's going on We letting everybody know what's going on with these celebrities, man. What are they doing?
And then returned to the SUV and drove off. The witness advised Daniel Bates is known in the area as Matt Critter, and Gary Taylor is known as Lil Gary. A third suspect was identified as Danterio Owens, and when shown a 6-man photo lineup, the witness positively identified all 3 men. Specifically, the witness identified Matt Critter as the one who called to the victim, telling him to get out of the van, while identifying...
We gonna go to our all.
Hey.
We gonna go to our all. It's been a lot going on, y'all. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on, man. It's a lot. They keep signing people from down there in Memphis. Check it out.
First-degree murder is behind bars once again, with no bond. Records show police arrested Gary Taylor for first-degree murder Thursday, but jail records show Saturday he was released on his own recognizance. Today, our crews were rolling when a judge called Taylor's name. We're told he stood up and was handcuffed on the spot.
Wow.
The judge confirmed Taylor was released by error. 2 others are charged in Markeith Taylor's murder. Police said witnesses say Daniel Bates and Danterio Owens were present at the time of the deadly shooting and stood over Taylor when he died. Daniel Bates is a known rapper. His name, Matt Critter. He was recently signed to Gucci Mane's label.
Hey man, another day, another 1017 artist getting locked up for some crazy shit, man. We gotta talk about the situation with Matt Critter. The Gucci Mane artist basically got arrested for a murder that occurred, man, on some crazy shit. We gotta get into this whole situation right now and how this man's life might be donezo, man. But before we do, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe.
No, we ain't gonna do that either. I'm trying to show y'all his live. There we go.
Right, everybody get to my live. You know what I'm saying? Get to my live. Stop comparing me to these dick sucking ass niggas. I won't smoke with the whole city. Fuck you niggas. All you niggas suck dick. Fuck wine. Compare me to no wine C. Don't compare me to none of them dick sucking ass niggas. Fuck wine C. Fuck MBG. 400K. Fuck all you niggas. Don't compare me to you dick sucking ass niggas. I won't smoke with you niggas. I won't smoke with all you niggas. Stop playing with me. I won't smoke with the city. Who want it? Let's do it. We out here. Let's go. Fuck wrong with you nigga. Let go. Nigga, fuck YNC. Don't compare me to no nigga. Nigga, fuck 400. Fuck EBG. Nigga, fuck you niggas. I'm out here. I'm in traffic. I'm trying to body something. I'm trying to put something under.
He's snapping, y'all.
I'm trying to put me a man under. Fuck. You niggas high. I'm dropping out bare face with this shit. Damn, it's in my mouth. I'm dropping out bare face. Nigga, fuck you niggas. Nigga, Migo suck dick. All you little homies suck dick, Migo.
Damn.
You niggas wanna try to get clout out me, tell about some who hard? All you niggas suck dick. All you niggas suck dick. I wanna smoke with everybody. Who want it? Let's do it. We out here. We out here. Mike, we out here. Pull up, let's do it. Nigga, fuck you niggas. Think I give a fuck about the rap game? Fuck the rap game. You niggas ain't never been in the street. Boogie been a bitch. All you niggas been bitches. Don't compare me to no nigga. Man, nigga have been, matter of fact, this on my kids. You dick sucking ass rappers can't get caught in Memphis no more. They done gave the wrong rapper money. They done gave the wrong young nigga money, man. You know what I'm saying? You nigga can't come in the city no more. They done gave the wrong young nigga money, hear me? It's that. I stand on that. I'm out here with it.
He
I'm
going
out here
crazy.
with it. 4 card deep. We with it. What's up? Bump down. All you bitch ass niggas. What's up with them? Nigga, fuck you nigga.
They mad at the
Fuck wrong with you,
CMG
nigga?
artists. What's up with the CMG artists? Why they got beef with everybody?
Man, nigga, fuck all you dick sucking ass rappers. Anybody got something to say, suck my dick and die. Put you right next to your brother, your cousin, your auntie, your dad, man, all you bitches. Hear me? It's up. Fuck all that shit, nigga. 700 walk down game, bitch. Fuck all that
He died from a strip.
Bitch, you better tell your young nigga don't stop playing with me, cause you know how I'm coming. Y'all know how I'm coming about this beef shit. Y'all know I'm stepping on shit. Y'all know I'm putting shit under. Stop playing with me. I'm on that. Watch the murder rate.
Y'all heard that? Now let's go to Lil Migo. What's up with Lil Migo? What's up with Lil Migo? Let's tune in. Shout out to the Real Phil TV.
So which hand did you slap that nigga with?
100 Mob, you already know what it is with me, man. Back up in the building on y'all niggas, man. You already know, back to back, nigga. Yeah. Because we got to talk about Grove Hero, bro. And we want to really talk about all of this, and we want to talk about the little Migo, and we want to talk about the whole CMG and, you know, PRE thing, man. Because it's ongoing, bro. Because now we got Dolph and Key Glock cousin that got this nigga chain, Migo, man. And this is after the Grove Hero thing. Now, like, people keep saying this nigga had a rough 30 days, bro. And, you know what I mean? I see it like this, bro.
He did.
Y'all don't know whether the chain got took off his neck or whether it was somebody around him that got the chain took.
I
You see what I'm
agree.
saying? But at the same time, you gotta look at it like this. Why would a
chain
nigga
got
wear
slapped.
a chain with your name on it? So it had to be taken off you, what a lot of people say. And it's like, man, y'all keep on trying to expose Lil Migo by saying, you know, his people had passed away and this is why he got all this money and, you know, he really ain't living the street life. And, you know, a lot of people was, you know, calling these type of people out. You see what I'm saying? And then you got to understand, man, it's a lot of people that want to get their thing and they want to get their shine. Now, think about it like this, man. Lil Migo is walking around with people all day and stuff like this, man, with people a lot of people think. But obviously, if he keep getting caught out of pocket, that don't mean that, bro.
I mean,
that means
somebody
niggas is catching
setting
him
him up.
slipping some way, somehow. Somebody is getting the drop around him.
Somebody is really getting a drop around it because there's no way that it's happening like that. I don't know, man. Y'all gotta let me know in the comment section how he keep getting caught up.
See what I'm saying? Now, Grove Hero didn't know he was going to run into him. But like I said, people saying that Key Glock and Dolph people, you know, they keep tabs on this, man. And like I said, it's always the niggas that's inside the group that you don't know is looking, bro. You got to be on high alert, man, when you out here beefing, bro. You know what I'm saying? No way you get caught out of pocket 2 times like this. You know, so it's like I don't think Lil Migo career gonna be over, man, because you know you niggas don't care about integrity and morals and principles and things of that nature. This ain't that era, remember?
I think
You know
it is because other rappers, you gotta think about it, Big Mooch the Grape and stuff like that. So you gotta think about other rappers, like Nelly ain't been the same when he came to Philly and got his #1 chain took. He still was making songs, but he started doing other stuff. He stopped making. Listen, Nelly got his chain took.
I'm saying? So it's like, bruh, who really cares that his chain got took if y'all just seen what Grove Hero did and then he tried to lie about that and say that he slapped the phone out of his hand. Bro, whether you slap the phone out of my hand or whether, you know what I'm saying,
It's going
it don't matter if
down.
you throw a cup of juice on my pants, bro. You know what I mean? We're going to get the moving and shaking in that airport,
And the
nigga.
best man
You know what I'm
win.
saying? And that's how it's supposed to be anywhere you at. It could be 2 popos standing right there. You do something to me, you know what I'm saying?
I
You're
gotta
supposed
do
to
something
clamp on that
back.
nigga like a king crab, bro. And it is what it is, so it ain't no real excuses of that, bro. You know what I'm saying? So this is why things is the way it is nowadays in the rap game and why everybody got to be on their P's and Q's because we just
People getting
seen,
exposed.
you know, CJ Casino, little CJ Casino go through the same thing with his chain and stuff like that. Everybody's chain is getting confiscated. You don't need to wear it if you can't hold it down. And that's just my theory. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but it ain't for you to agree. It's for you to stop getting your chain took. It's for
Yeah.
you to stop getting your things confiscated from you, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't let no nigga take nothing off of your neck. You see what I'm saying? And that's real talk. I snatch nothing off your neck. You know what I'm saying? That's just real.
Let's look
So
at
at the end of
this.
the day,
Let's look at this. Let's look at They laugh at him getting his chain took.
I told you from the jump, man. Look, bro. Man, get that man his chain back, bro.
Bro, them young niggas having money and shit, bro. They don't listen to me. They don't give a fuck what I say. Them folks having money. Them folks having guns. Them folks having so much shit. I told him, bro, I don't mind. Yeah. Look at him, bro. Look, bro. You see this shit?
And I'm in the hood with it,
I ain't MP.
What's up, bro?
MP at?
Yeah.
What you got over there, MP?
Y'all playing with me, yeah.
What you got on, bro?
MP, what you got, MP?
Hold up. What you doing, MP?
I ain't got on.
They took Dolph chain. They was doing all that. So a CMG and Amigo chain got took. It's only right. Shout out to Paper Route Rogers. Subscribe to his channel. Fair use. It's under the Fair Use Act.
What you doing?
What that big ass? What you like? Look at this shit these folks walking around with.
Yeah, man. Hold on.
Go walking around like you big ass guns and shit, man. Don't fucking want to listen to that.
Okay then. What you got on? What you rocking, blood? What you rocking, blood? What you rocking, blood? What you rocking, blood? What you got, blood? Yeah, know what you doing, blood? Oh no, blood. Jay, we Jay. You know we sponsored by Jordan, blood. All white with what you want? What that is? Montclair? What this is, blood? What this is? Montclair? Yeah, out to the flow. I hate to the flow.
Hey, bro.
Hey, I blind you though,
bro. I called them folks and said, hey, bro, stop the vibe. Go to them folks and said, bro, we is spinning in designer. They spinning in designer. Them folks, they got nigga shit on trying to spin in this shit, bro. I'm crazy, bro. Them folks want to listen to me.
This shit a whole lot of everything. This shit, you know what I'm saying? Any young K Globe, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Young K shit.
Stop the violence.
You need to talk some sense to them, bro. They don't listen to me.
Bro, what you got to say about this shit, Grove? What I got to say is, man, I can't stop no nigga from doing nothing to him. He shouldn't have been acting like a buster.
Right.
I just can't lie, you hear me? I gotta keep it real, you hear me? Bro, acting like a buster, bro. I can't.
Hey, bro, you want to tell you something? I told him, I'm like, hey, bro. Man, don't be doing this shit, bro. Don't get in my shit. Look what I said, bro, you must not remember that video. I'm like, what video?
Baby nigga.
Bro, the man bust out and say, he said something on the video, bro. John, he was yelling loud as hell. So like, go get y'all chains back,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he said to Moochie.
Right. Then I just said that. So y'all talking about no shots at the other boy, but he talking about his career ain't gonna be over. Why not? Big Moose the Grape joint was over. Like, he got his chain took. They was sporting it. My effing straight drop. All of them was wearing that chain.
Yeah, I remember that. Hey, but look, you know what's so crazy? Look. The crazy part about all it is, the whole video, bro. Before he did the video, when he did the video, he was talking about me the whole time. He was like, man, you nigga playing both sides. I'm gonna smack you shit out.
All my niggas did shit.
I swear to God, look, bro, look. The man was in my inbox. He was in my inbox the whole time. Only reason why I ain't say nothing, because I was like, it's gonna make me look lame if I say something. Because Mooch and Ed and Glock are already saying something. So I'm like, if I say something, it gonna make me like I'm starring something, like, you know what I'm saying? So I left it alone. But I told bro, when I see you, it's up.
I know you're a suburban dude.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm leaving this shit alone, bro.
I ain't on that,
bro.
I'm letting the world know I ain't on none of it, bro. I ain't on none of it, bro.
I ain't got time to be.
All that gangster shit, nigga be on. Nigga just gotta stand on all that
gangster shit. I just want you. I don't want no smoke, bro.
I don't want no smoke either.
No gangster shit with nobody.
I don't want no smoke either, cause I don't want them folk to take my chain. You hear me?
Yeah. Nah, we ain't take your chain for sure. We ain't touch you.
No, hey, bro.
You ain't got to
blood. Hey, bro, my mom ain't blood on your joint.
Hey, I ain't got to worry about nobody taking my chain. You hear me? Elf.
Coming out retirement.
Elf. You shouldn't be worried about that.
Coming out retirement about this joint on my memory.
Elf.
What? Look at him.
At least he said it. He don't want nobody taking his chain.
Look at
That's respectable because the same way they caught up the dog, that's the same way they could catch up to them. So at least he did say that I don't want them folks taking my chain. I respect that.
Hold on. Let me
with the other hand.
Hey, which hand you say? Which hand you did that shit you did with, bro?
Man, which hand you smacked?
I ain't gonna say what you did, but which hand you did that shit with?
With the little hand.
With the little hand? Oh, hell nah.
Nah, I'm lying, fool. I ain't do it.
How you smack him?
I ain't do it with the little hand, fool.
Bro, them folks said, bro, you did that shit. That man got to taking his backpack out, trying to charge his phone up, trying to walk down the street. Man did everything but try to hit you, bro.
Man. What the fuck was he doing when you smacked him?
I ain't gonna
lie, money, man. Grow, he hard in the motherfucker.
I'm talking about, like, I know, look, that's cool and all, but look, boom. When he hit him, like, what the fuck he do?
Kenny same man action when we was at DC earlier.
Bro, man, Grow, he hard as hell.
I'm saying though, like, so when he hit him, like, what the fuck he do? Like, I know, like, he tried to do something, like, something.
Nah, he just took his stuff off, and then it was like we were finna jack, but then both of us stopped.
What he say, bro? He said, what's up?
Nah, he said,
he gonna say what's up.
Nah, he said, come here. He said, come here.
Yeah, he said, come here. Yeah, he said, come here. What the fuck you mean? Come here now, I've been chasing the nigga.
Yeah.
Fuck, nigga.
I'd have been trying to chase Grove Hero. Or I'm going to follow you out the joint. You tripping. I don't know. I ain't the toughest guy, but you know.
You fucked up, bro.
Nigga had me too fucked up. I would have drop kicked the nigga ass or something.
I ain't gonna lie, this shit tough, bro. I ain't gonna even lie. When a nigga hit you that hard, this shit tough.
A lot of y'all might not know what they talking about, but this is PR. This is Dolph Artists. They caught up with Lil Migo once again. The one Grove Hero, he's a handicap guy, and he smacked a couple weeks ago. Now this time they took his chain, so now they laughing at it. A CMG artist got their chain took.
Bro, you would have me. You hit that man hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Did you see them man recording?
Nah, you hit the nigga in the mall harder.
Nah, I think I hit Migo harder than nigga.
You think so?
I think I hit the Migo.
Nah, I hit dude in the mall hard.
That nigga in the mall, bro.
I hit dude in the mall hard. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He dude in the mall hard, motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie. That joint was on camera.
I ain't lie, we was in DC though, you hit the other nigga hard in the motherfucker. I ain't put my foot.
When you hit a nigga in the mall?
Hey, money man.
Hey, money nigga in the mall like a couple years ago.
Let's see what the game shout out to the game spitter. Let's see what the game spitter got to say. Let's go.
Who got it? Who got that nigga chain, man? Who got it? Who got it, man? Bring that nigga chain back, man. Who got it? Who got it? Chill him. Who got it? Bring that nigga back, man. Who got it? He got the money. Who got it? The money gonna be there. Who got it? Who got it? I said the money gonna be there. Who got it? Who got it? Hit up Juice trying to buy me, go watch. When the trade for 9 ounces, I pull up. For the chain, have a break of that cook up. For the ring, trade it to me for the fit now. Holla me go let bitches rob him. Oh shit, he come all of the bloggers. He got smacked by Lil Grove, made them crackers. I phone here, record over, I'm sorry.
Right.
He be deep with them niggas with the phone of them niggas getting robbed for chains and watches. At all of your shows, you ain't showing no phone number, money and weed in your pocket.
Right.
Can't go out like Migo in public. You know I'm a shooter, my target. Migo diamond dancing on jizzle. Ice, Robert CMG artist. Like answering your calls no more till you shoot a paper route artist. Gotta stand up on business, no feelings. Killing bosses and soldiers and witness. There's a war going on in Memphis. Some dying number 3 weeks, a little month. Top of the year, first quarter. Let me go. You back in the headlines with another L.
That makes CMG look bad.
Rap career just going down the drain. Cause every time you take a L, amigo, it's about some gangster shit with paper rap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, we wrong. Fans, bloggers, everybody, we say crash out, we wrong.
We wrong, but they crashing out on y'all.
Crashing out, so you can't win for losing, but you're losing. So it don't matter what you do, you're a loser. No, it don't matter which way you go.
To the sale, loser. Hell, loser. Keep buying more jewelry, talking shit. Now how about loser. Keep rapping, loser. The only way you're a winner, you're a father. Yeah, you're a father and you pay your taxes, you're a winner. Everything else, you got the credit, you're a winner. Everything else, loser.
Yeah.
Even when you trip with them hoes, loser. So that's what it is, because you came off as a gangster. Man, you can't see your face card, your gangster card, all that stuff.
Even when you had the mask on.
Yeah, so that means penitentiary, murder cases. Yeah. So is it worth it? Is it worth getting clowned? Is it worth having your freedom?
That's the big decision he really got. That's the big decision Lil Migo really got. Like, do he want to crash out? Do Lil Migo want to crash out? Or
I got one question. Is you Migo?
do we want to crash out, or do we want to, you know, because it's serious. Oh, they said academics called all gangster rappers. Let's check this out, y'all. Look, academics be going at these niggas, man. Let's check this out. Fair Use Act.
Let me just say this. I don't give about snitching. And I oftentimes look towards, I truly don't believe the majority of hip-hop culture cares anymore. Could it affect a young rapper that's rising with only street cred? Yes.
Yeah.
I still think Gunna gonna be fine.
No.
I've gotten a lot of people who told me, yo, ain't Gunna. Like, I know some people waiting, oh, maybe Thug is gonna say, oh, Gunna is this guy. I heard a lot of things that ain't gonna happen. But I think Gunna right now is the mainstream artist. And again, while he probably won't drop records like how 6ix9ine did, celebrating, cooperating, I think if he drops hit records, people will still fuck with him. This Boston Richie situation is kind of interesting because I'm looking at Boston Richie because I'm like,
Yeah, Boston Richie told too.
which all you have is your street reputation. So that's a little bit interesting. So kind of watching like how this goes down, but I really don't think that the quote unquote streets give a fuck about most of it. You know what I mean? They'll again, of course.
What's you got the biggest rap.
Unless it's like a whole thing where like YSL don't fuck with him and that whole shit don't fuck with him eventually. Yeah, they'll kind of take a stance, but the majority of what I'm trying to say is that like a lot of these guys who you think have been snitching hasn't really killed no careers. 6ix9ine's career was killed by executives and killed by people of influence who looked at him and say, now we have a reason to not give you a chance.
Right.
That's what happened.
I kind of agree, because he was so disrespectful to
Now,
people.
let me answer the most important question that some of y'all wondering. Do I think Boston Richie told? Unfortunately, I'm going to tell you what I would also tell you in the Gunna's case. I don't know what snitching is anymore.
Because everybody got their own rules.
It appears that
Everybody got their own rules that benefit them. That's the thing when it comes to snitching. Everybody know the snitching rules. You do a crime with somebody, and you give them up, you snitch. If you get caught for your own stuff, and you know your friend out there doing something, and you give him up, you snitch. It ain't no rocket science. Ain't no rocket sciences to this. We know what it is, and y'all young, and these young kids need to understand what that is. Y'all gotta start paying attention, because these rappers is not who you think they are. They not. Trust me.
snitching only is if you get on the stand and you point people out. But there's a lot of cooperating going on. People usually say cooperating means snitching. But what if you don't have to take the stand? What if you just gave up some information via affidavit? What if you just gave some sworn testimonies before you got on the stand? And it's still going to be used to convict people, but you're not on the stand like fucking giving an account and pointing out people, will hip hop still call that person a snitch? I think not. And I think anyone who is decently liked could twist that snitching situation. I think Gunna's going to be able to switch it whenever he talks.
No.
I think Gunna's waiting for the conclusion of this trial by saying, hey, listen, nothing that has to do with my plea has to do with their case. Other people were saying the same thing. Yo, I'm not no snitch. Basically, they had nothing on me. And, yeah.
So why did you say y'all a gang?
So as an act, he snitched. He pointed someone out in the lineup. I'm not arguing if someone snitched. That's a point y'all don't get. I don't care if someone snitched.
So why are you talking
if
about it?
hip-hop is going to do something.
Right, okay.
Let's be clear.
Because y'all canceled
Does hip-hop care about snitches? No. They only cared about 6ix9ine. There's been mad niggas that told. I just don't speak on it because I'm not in the streets.
T.I.
Some of our favorite rappers are snitches, if we want to go by that definition. They've been told.
Yep.
When people tell us the information, we just ignore it. We like the songs.
Yep.
This is why I love what's going on now. You know why? Because I don't give a fuck about snitching. I like when people hold up a mirror towards people who are hypocrites.
Yeah. Y'all got a selective politicking.
There's people just as big of a snitch as 6ix9ine in the game. They've told on people. But y'all don't care about that. Don't act like y'all are canceling people because...
That's real rap. That's real rap. Like, you really do have some big snitches in the industry. You do.
They snitch. No, 6ix9ine was very unliked. That's why he's getting canceled. That's why when people want me to speak on Boston Richie, I like Boston Richie's music. Oh, y'all want me to say, I like Gunna's music. If y'all claim the streets are still alive, you show me that snitching matters, because I don't think it does. If I'm a very liked person, I don't think snitching matters. If you're hated, snitching matters. Future signed Boston Richie. I seen Future put out a lot of statements when 6ix9ine was in the comment. Oh, was the person of interest for snitching?
Right.
Is Future gonna clarify, or, and when I mean clarify, you don't got to disavow his guy. He could be like, yo, I'm standing on my nigga. He ain't snitch on nobody. Fuck y'all niggas if you thought so. And if you do got a problem with whatever he did, nigga, like, pull up on me.
He ain't saying that.
I ain't seen that.
He ain't gonna say that.
I ain't seen none of that shit.
Future ain't gonna say that. We know Future ain't gonna say that, but he gonna say some indirect stuff in his music. We know that.
So why do I gotta take a stance? Future signed a nigga, he don't take a stance. Meek Mill claimed he was gonna make an example out of 6ix9ine for snitching. He was doing the most with 6ix9ine. Then the whole Gunna thing happened. He says, "Welcome home, Gunna." People say, "Well, Gunna might wind up whatever." He deleted the tweet. He's not. Is he making an example out of Gunna? No.
Selective politicking, me. I gotta agree on it. Selective politicking, baby.
I don't like hypocrites. I don't like hypocritical nonsense.
This game.
You can't do that. You can't do that. And Meek, you deleted your tweet by doing that? Nah, bruh. That's some cornball stuff. That's some cornball stuff. But let's see if you gonna do a song with him. I wanna see.
The people who are claiming snitching matters, I'm starting to look at them as lame ass niggas. And this is one of the reasons I'm gonna get on the phone with Boston Richie's people. You see, all y'all street niggas who thought y'all control hip hop, most of y'all are dick riders. Cause y'all only enforce shit that y'all claim is codes and rules when you don't like the nigga. I ain't seen none of y'all speak out on some nigga who you fuck with.
Yeah.
Y'all all are lame and hypocrites.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell you the position I'm gonna take. Any nigga who done told on a nigga, as long as they keep it a bean with me,
keep it a bean with them.
Y'all niggas ain't doing shit. I'm not about to draw my support. Y'all niggas do some shit. Yeah. All y'all gangster rappers are too fucking quiet. Y'all are too quiet. I remember Meek telling me, Act, it's time to stop posting 6ix9ine. I remember that. Anybody remember that? It's time to stop posting him. The streets has spoke. He is rat. Why the streets ain't speak on all these other things yet? Why is the street...
Academic snapping. Academic snapping. He out it.
Be so quiet. It's just telling me it's a bullshit. So now, everybody y'all claim ratted, I'm supporting. Also, Richie, I can't wait to get on the phone with you, because I don't give a fuck about rap. So now we're gonna put the mirror up in all the street niggas' face. You gotta call out niggas that you didn't dislike. It was easy to do with a 6ix9ine. I could enforce a rule when I don't fuck with a nigga. If I got a barbershop and my rule is no vaping in my barbershop, and a nigga pull up in my barbershop I don't even like, I don't even gotta tell him the reason why I'm enforcing it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I was be like, yo, there's a rule here that says you can't vape, nigga. Vape. Stop vaping.
Right.
But what about when my friend comes to the barbershop and he vaping like a motherfucker? Am I gonna enforce the rules with him?
Nah, that's selective politics.
If I don't, what does that say about me?
You're a turkey.
Hip hop is quiet. I respect 1090 Jake, and I know 1090 Jake is only spin facts. By the way, I don't think he's saying that niggas should support or not support people. No, but I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do. Facts up. These gangster hip hop rappers have never been more quiet. They don't want to talk about Gunna. They don't want to talk about Boston Richie. And now I've realized they all been picking and choosing. So from now on, shut the fuck up.
About rap.
Don't tell Act what Act should be supporting and not. Because the streets don't keep it a beat. Somebody says not Boosie. Boosie different. But who else following Boosie but Boosie? All these niggas is thinking about a feature. Well, if I diss Boston Richie, he kind of lit right now. He could give me a... What if I diss Gunna?
Yeah, they just want the money. They weirdos. They groupies.
If all these niggas are street niggas and they care about snitching that much,
why y'all
they would go out of their own way to try to make sure, yo, let me go chop it up with that nigga Boston Richie to make sure he a real nigga, blah, blah, blah. We don't see that. We got to get honest at some point, Chad. The streets is one of the biggest myths that's ever infiltrated not only rap culture, but really, I want to say, underprivileged and in poverty neighborhoods. Listen to these niggas. They claim there's a code, but they don't live up to the code.
They don't.
I could call 20 street niggas' name out right now. I just don't want to single them out. You rap all day about you don't like snitches. You rap. I heard when 6ix9ine did what he did, you was very vocal. Why are you so quiet?
We're going to go to this. I'm going to let y'all see this.
Streets. Gotta be careful. Gotta watch out for the jack boys, robbers, cat burglars, cops, the knocks. Most of all, the feds. DEA.
Oh, that's the official video. Hold up. There we go. Right here.
Recordings just got better. Hey, it's Dana from StreamYard. I'm so excited to announce that local recordings are now available on StreamYard. Have you ever done a record?
Yo, y'all already know what it is, man. It's King Ab, King Kong, Top Goon, you hear me?
I'm not the king of Philly, the king of everything, man. Talk that shit. I ain't the king of Philly, I'm the king of everywhere. I'm independent for real. I'm independent. I signed myself. I don't have no boss. I've never had a boss in my life. King Ad, OBA, this is $500,000, man. Huh? You count it.
5 times in my thighs, my hand. I got bullet holes in my knees. My legs, my back and my foot. But this time it was mostly in my stomach and in my legs.
They from the hood, but I am the hood. You see, it's about 20 savages out there. I'll run all of them.
on everything I love. You come up on us, man, you're not gonna make it. Niggas gonna blow your shit clean off, man.
This is what so-called got him indicted.
Protocol amongst masters.
This is how Young Thug was basically talking.
Protocol amongst masters. I made people that's real dangerous and they homicidal maniacs. I made them follow protocol under my flag.
What up, gang? Back with the real. You know what's the deal. Today, man, we're taking it down to North Philly, where one of the biggest savages to ever grace the rap game is from. The King Kong of the streets. The man that struck fear in his ops and organized killers from every end of the hood. The hood legend, A.R. Ab. His rise was a story that had hip-hop hanging by every gangster tale he told and lived. Guns, money, hits. A.R. Ab was the real deal. But that cost him everything when the feds put him behind a cell for 45 years. How did it get to that?
Hear that? 45 years. The shooter told on him. The shooter told on Ab, y'all. The shooter told on Ab. He told on everything. The shooter.
That. What got him loved, hated, shot, and locked up? We're gonna chop it up and break it down. This is gonna be the realest video yet. Abdul West, aka A.R. Ab, is from one of the most dangerous parts of Philadelphia, North Philly. His story is so deep that it would take hours to break it all down, so I'd be focusing on main parts of his life and the indictment that got him locked. If you'd like me to focus on a specific part of his life, let me know in the comments, and I'll bring it religious, with rules, curfew, discipline, the whole nine.
People would think I grew up like in a crazy house. I grew up with both parents, religious, and just ate dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner at the table, curfew, rules, discipline.
But the life of the streets was conflicting with what was taught inside their home.
All that. It's just that like once I turned like 15, 16, it's hard to really raise a family like that when you still allow them to go outside. So, man, religion, we pray, study, we read books together, everything in my house. You would never know that when I go outside. I'm going outside, I see chaos.
Around the age of 16, when he got his diploma and became a licensed plumber, Ab was growing tired of the law under his parents and wanted to be free to do whatever, like his friends outside, and left home.
Man, all my friends do what they want to do. I wanted to do that, man. Like, I got to come in here and pray. I got to go to bed this time. My friends doing anything they want to, man. So by the time I turned 15, 16, I said, I'm leaving. I left my mom's crib, my parents' crib. I went in the streets and said, I'd rather live in these streets and have my freedom than be subjected to them.
That was the turning point in his life that brought us notoriety and money, but also serious problems. His brother...
A lot of y'all don't know who he is, where he come from. He's... Back when Cassidy, the rapper Cassidy, he actually protected Cassidy. He caught a homicide for Cassidy. That's how Cassidy, career went down. He was locked up, things like that, because of, A.R. Ab was protecting him. A.R. Ab, he had caught the homicide, and he beat the body. He beat it. So, that's a real story.
Leek Moss would join his decision, and both dive headfirst into the street life. Just still teenagers, they would be put in and out of the system for criminal activities, but they soon escalated to gunplay and bloodshed.
I left, and my brother left right behind me. I mean, we were just out in the streets. It's going crazy. My brother got locked up. I went away for a couple years. It's like, we was teenagers. I mean, we just getting come home.
It's real, yo.
Gun, now we evolved into the shootings.
Their names were hot on the block and constantly in the papers, with his brother placed on the city's most wanted list. Ab had his crew, and his brother had his, taking over their own ends of Philly. Ab wasn't any joke in the streets. Before even stepping into rapping, he was making bank, dealing and pushing in the streets after being put on by his 13-year-old little cousin.
Life I was born into, you know what I'm saying? Like my little cousin in the crib, like he put me on this cool shit like that.
He had the connections through family ties, and his code of ethics and savage mentality was natural-born talents of a leader for hood dudes. This saw the rise of his movement, locking blocks and expanding his territory, becoming the king in the streets.
Like, we got Allegheny, we got Area, we got 18th Street, we got like from the 20th Street all the way to Broad Street. It's an epidemic. I want to start branching off on the other side. We might take a block on the other side of Broad Street. I might work out there.
establishing his movement, OBH, which held the meanings Original Brotherhood and Original Block Hustlers. Ab started dabbling in the music while heavily in the trap, but his street ties were sinking him deeper and deeper in the fierceness and temptations. He would fully inherit the block and become the main man in charge, supplying the product and organizing foot soldiers when the plug lost his father and brother to the streets and was ready to retire.
Talking about Gome. If you ever hear him mention Gome, that's what he talking about. Gome gave him the connect.
With Ab being the middleman and respected OG, the business was placed in his hands and he ran it all the way up. At the age of 18, while his pops was locked away in prison, AR Ab was already paying his mama's bills, got his own 2-bedroom house, and multiple whips, living the nice life.
You know what I mean? I was paying my mom bills at 17, 18. You know what I'm saying? I had my own crib. I had like 5 cars at 19. I mean, it wasn't the best cars, but it was good cars at 19. And, you know what I'm saying? I had a 2-bedroom house. I had my girl.
But that hood fame was corrupted by a savage mentality. Ab was the guy doing it and orchestrating it all. Around him was all killers.
You see how they tried. You see how, like, the Young Thugger situation? It's the same, but the only thing about it was AR Ed was indicted by the feds in Philadelphia. But it's the same thing. It was the racketeering.
And was ready to go and murk your entire family by the drop of his word.
We're going to punish you severely. You feel what I'm saying? It's severely. We ain't talking about we're going to catch him. When we see him, no, we're going to your shit later on. And wet everything you got love up, man. That's how we carrying it, man. This is a serious thing. This is a serious thing I got going on, man.
He was that big a deal in the streets. At the time, Cassidy was the buzzing star out of Philly and recognized his talent on the mic and respected how...
If you want to be on camera, you want to be behind the camera, you want to do radio...
Remember what I just told y'all? He saved Cassidy. Cassidy closed the door on him.
Ab would begin to think bigger, wanting to get out of the trap game for the rap game, when Cass told him dreams of making it big in the industry. He believed in Cass, but was terribly misguided. Cass would later deny those big promises. In 2005, after Cass checked out Ab and wanted to bring him to his Larceny family imprint, things went left between an associate of Cass and Ab's homie. Cass said he tried to defuse the situation by handing out guns so everyone felt safe. I don't know why he would think that, but that's what he did, and it obviously backfired and turned into a shootout where one person, Desmond Hawkins, lost his life. Both would be locked, but Cassidy was released on probation after serving 11.5 to 23 months for involuntary manslaughter, among other charges. Ab, unfortunately, caught the hit charge after someone from his team snitched on him and Cassidy. These were from members of the original OBH. Ab would fight the case for 2 to 3 years and beat it after the guys withdrew their testimony. Ab spared their lives from being taken by other OBH members. Ab would come back home trying to pick up the pieces after losing everything from money to his loved ones. He had to swallow his pride and stay at Cassidy's crib while rebuilding.
Out of necessity, I had to go live with Cassidy. You understand? The guy I always turned to took a hit, and my cousin got locked up, so I had to go do it. I had to go live with Cassidy and shit. So that's why I say it was a bad time. It wasn't always, it ain't 100% him. It was just, I'm broken, depressed.
The situation would eventually turn into a beef, with Ab exposing Cassidy as fake, stating he began rocking with Cass because Cass was being extorted and needed protection from him. Ab told the alleged truth of how Cass dropped the ball with the hit that happened earlier.
Cassidy started being my...
Said Cassidy was getting extorted. How true is that?
My friend, because he was scared of him. And he knew what I was doing down my way.
He would learn the trade of the business from being around Cassidy and the industry.
And by me being in the music industry and doing songs with these guys and being around these guys and just grinding, I learned the game.
And rebuilt his label and movement, OBH. The movement became unstoppable when combined with his brother's squad once they stopped shooting at each other to take over together.
Me and my brother, so you imagine the stronghold we had on our neighborhood. It's our hood. We ran that hood, so it was like, he was scared of us, you know what I'm saying? Me and my brother, we was like, he got his squad, like I said, I got my squad.
But even with his status and cred back and better than ever, his reckless actions came full circle.
So it was like,
so you've been shot 13 times.
Yeah.
Then 5 months later, ops would double back and catch him lacking. He would be hit 10 more times in the buttocks, hands, legs, and stomach, leaving him with huge scars.
Shot 5 times in my thighs, my hand. I got bullet holes in my knees, my legs, my back and my foot.
Ab faced the consequences of his lifestyle. In a later interview, he casually spoke on a situation.
A lot of people said he was talking too much. Do y'all think he was talking too much? They gave him 45 years.
Like it was an everyday occurrence, stating he had a bag on his head and could be from shooting up dudes or from the bricks he robbed off someone recently.
And it was some money on my head in Philly for some shit I did. Some guy said, I heard 30 for one guy, 10 from another guy, 20. I done shot some niggas and shit back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking it came from back in the day, or I just took a couple bricks from.
Ab recalled the entire situation, saying he was high off perks, syrup, and alcohol, all at the same time, driving from selling some chalk when a car pulled up and emptied the clip. Ab was so high that while being hit up, he thought it was his homies in the back seat, only realizing the ops were squeezing the trigger when his homie dipped from the car.
So I turned around, I heard wah, 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 wah. So the whole time thinking nigga behind me shooting me. I said, yo, what the fuck is you shooting me for, yo?
Ab not only ate all the shots, but drove himself to the hospital, had his cousin that was in the front seat ditch the whip, and hide his phone from his girl.
Crazy part, I got a phone where though I don't want my girl to see. I'm like, yo, take my phone, put it in your pocket, take the car. Once I got the car though, I collapsed. Boom.
The dude was built different. Who would have thought that attempt on his life would change his life for the worse and the better? While on a hospital bed, Swiss Beats hit his line to do a song when he got home, and they followed through on working together.
I was in the hospital, and Swiss heard about it, and Swiss reached out to me. And this shit was unexpected, you know what I'm saying? So Swiss reached out to me in the hospital bed, and he was like, yo, I gotta get you out of there, man. Like, I gotta get you out of Philly.
That opened up bigger avenues, getting a call from Birdman to be signed to Cash Money. Ab was doing the negotiations to sign.
Have you physically signed?
Working everything out right now.
We're in negotiation.
But at the same time, other dudes getting contracts as well started talking about how trash the contract was. Ab and
See, Birdman is part of a lot of niggas shit. Why every time somebody try to sign a Birdman or something, feds and shit involved. No way, all them niggas, Juvie, all them niggas. Just pay attention to this shit. Allegedly.
OBH wasn't feeling the energy and remained independent.
Gave a lot of couple rappers out here in New York some contracts. They ain't like it. You know what I'm saying? And I just felt like, man, I ain't really wanna, I got a lot of respect for Birdman, and I still call him for advice. That's my OG, but it's better for me to go independent.
Ab would get locked after turning himself in for a trafficking charge involving coke in 2013. He would be granted parole in November 2014 after serving 18 months and enrolling in a boot camp program. Ab turned his focus fully into music, and OBH signing 4 New Savages as a new brand and movement. His right-hand man, Dark Low, his homie since elementary, No Breaks Brass, his street brother, Skinny Me, who Ab met through Skinny's brother, B.I. in prison.
And listen, y'all know who he is. This is my little brother, Skinny
Notorious.
On this interview, they used this interview to part of the convict Skinny May. But listen to it.
The notorious Skinny Me. That boy about 130 pounds of horror.
And the newest signee from Ohio, Lil Johnny, who Ab says has a deadly combination of toting the Mac 11 and worshiping the devil. Ab and OBH was on the rise and stacking piles of cash. He would soon get into it further with Cassidy.
I really need to say, my friends is mad that I started hanging when I came home. Why is mad? Because he did a lot of things to me.
And now, Meek Mill, which turned bloody with lives lost in the streets before Ab and Meek.
See, Meek got mad at AR-Ab because Drake said, I drove here in the Reef playing AR-Ab and the song back to back. That's why you just heard Meek Mill say F AR-Ab.
Got on the call and squashed it. The feds were watching his every move, every interview, talking on his organization, and street dealings, waiting to send him away. In October 2018, they made their move, snatching up Ab and 8 affiliates of OBH. Ab was indicted on federal charges, accused of heading a distribution ring with bases of operation in Philadelphia and supplies coming from Los Angeles.
Say, don't it remind you of Thugger?
Authority had piles of alleged evidence that Ab was the leader of the operation, from busts that seized paraphernalia and cash from his alleged bases of operation. OBH was also credited with 2 killings based on their investigation, but they caught a lucky break, not being prosecuted due to reasons unknown. Ab was facing a mandatory minimum of 15 years behind bars. Things were going from bad to worse. In December 2020, Ab's brother, Leek Moss, did an interview stating a mentally ill inmate cut Ab on his head when on the phone, and his wound was infected, leaving his body swollen, black, unable to move, and deteriorating without any medical intervention. As if that wasn't enough on his plate, on April 15th, 2021, a federal judge sentenced AR-Ab to 45 years in prison for the 2019 conviction of turning the record label he founded, Original Block Hustlers, OBH.
See, that right there is the same thing that Young Thugger is facing, but he's facing that in the States. Everything right here. They implicated him in a murder, whatever. You know, but listen.
Into a large-scale North Philadelphia trafficking organization, which was implicated in at least one hit. The case was extensive, including videos and lyrics that incriminated the rapper. Just let me know if you like a separate video going through it in detail. We were witnessing the downfall of...
Like, that was something wild, man. Like, that was us. That's what they trying to face Thugger with. They trying to get Thugger with that, man. They try to get Thugger with that. They tried to. But they try to say he was dry snitching. Let me see. But man, that's all I got for y'all right now, man. I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. We're gonna get into that Young Thugger situation and all that, man. I appreciate y'all for, showing me some love, man. I'm out. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.